opportunity to transition into mutas. So this first game is against a Grandmaster Terran on Olrina. And he's going to open very aggressively as well, because it's Olrina, and that's what everyone does. So we'll speed up through this opening stages, just take a quick look at the build. You're going to be getting the 18 pool, sorry, into the gas, and then the hatchery around 18 supply. So I know a lot of people are thinking, what? You can't go hatch first in ZvT, man? But you can. You definitely can. You could easily actually, in fact, do this exact build and just get 100 gas, take out a gas, and play macro, theoretically. It's not that different from a hatch first into gas into pool. But in terms of being aggressive, this is perfect. This is exactly what we want, because we get our queen earlier, we get lings earlier, we get speed earlier, and we're able to hit an earlier timing. If you are wanting to do a hatch first version, I am going to cover it in the guide. It is an option. It's a bit more deceptive, but the timing arrives like 15-20 seconds late. And honestly, that's the difference. That's all the difference in the world. So this pool first timing might kind of throw you off at first, might kind of question its validity, but trust me, try it. It is effective, especially if your opponent doesn't scout. So luckily, I'm going to get this Overlord there, and I'm going to see probably the 2 barracks and know exactly what's up. 3 barracks, holy. Lots of Reapers coming. But basically what you do here is you get right up to 19 supply with drones, and then you grab your queen, and then the Overlord, and then the first set of lings. So yeah, there's that first set of lings, and the queen and the lings actually come out well in time to deal with any Reapers. So you can see this Reaper's just now getting across the map, and he's going to be smacked in the face by the queen as soon as he gets to this ramp, basically. Inject, move down, perfect. So one just nice thing about the pool first build is you never have to do any kind of micro against this Reaper, really. I mean, keep your lings alive, that's about it. He's never going to make it to the mineral line, for example. But after this queen comes out, you inject, you move it down to the expansion that's lining up the second inject, right? Because we have the second queen coming. Basically, we just build that Overlord around 24, 25 supply, and just pump lings here now until about 44. 42, 44. So, should just see, yeah, all these larvae going into lings. Now, we get the Baneling nest around the time you inject, maybe a little later. The reason I delayed it slightly in this game was because I wasn't sure if this Reaper was going to get in and scout. And if I can just delay the Baneling nest a little bit to make sure he doesn't see it, I will do that. So that's why it's just slightly late here. And he's making 3 Reapers at a time, just on one base. Very aggressive play, which is right up my alley. So here we're just going to keep building lings. There's not too much to this tutorial other than building Zerglings, but we will line up this double inject and go probably right up to about 32 here. Yeah, so theoretically, just a tip, you could actually get the Overlord here instead of on 25, but it doesn't make too much of a difference, to be honest. So here we go, the 2 queens come out, the double inject, and now, yeah, he's starting to pressure. So this is the first time I really know that he's going heavy Reaper, but really it's not going to change what I do too much. I might move out just a little later, wait for Zergling speed, but other than that, we're still going for the bust. That queen's getting bombed. Nice, kill the Reaper, I'll take that. I think he just wants the queen at any cost. Don't lose the queen. No! I probably could have saved that queen. The problem is, like, I either should have saved the queen or not revealed quite as many Zerglings. One of the two. But either way, speed's going to be finishing here soon. And hopefully I'm going to be able to catch these Reapers out on the map. That's the dream scenario. Once speed is done. So normally I'd move out about now. Might wait a couple seconds just for speed. No, I'm going for it. Let's do it. Don't get bombed. Don't get bombed. So just waiting for speed to finish. Yeah, now turning. And going to get the full surround. Oh, big hits there on my lings. That's a bit unfortunate. However, this is actually working out really well because I've killed essentially all of his Reapers. He is producing 4 Reapers at a time, but like all his momentum's gone. And basically I'm just going to go right up to the front, morph the Banelings here, and bust right in. One cool thing about these lings being at like 1 HP is if I morph them to Banelings and they finish, they have full HP. So it doesn't really matter too much if I'm taking a bit of hits on these lings that are going to be Banelings. As you can see, Baneling Nest is done well in time for this attack. Should be continuing the double inject. Unfortunately, I lost that 1 queen. But yeah, just going to keep pumping lings here and build the lings, or rather the Banelings, up in front as early as possible. So depending on the build, like if he doesn't have anything when I get here, and he's like just now starting to produce Hellions or something like that, I will literally morph the Banelings right here. Against Reapers, not quite. I'm going to morph it back here so that he has to kind of run out to get him. Getting that Queen's actually going to delay my Banelings just a little bit, but no big deal. So there we go. Could have maybe done a little bit better of a job choosing these these Lings that are really low and using them for the Banelings, but that's no big deal. Well, this is what's so frustrating right now, is this goddamn KDA charge when you're morphing Banelings. So this is, like, looking at this, I'm thinking maybe I should have morphed them a little bit back, or even like over here would have been a good spot. But now I'm just going to try to kind of use these Lings, keep those guys away, and hopefully get at least the 6 or 7 Banelings that I need to bust in. I think it's actually technically 5, but I never like to go with 5 Banelings, because if one dies here, then suddenly you don't bust in. And that's what I really want us to break this wall. So, are the Banelings going to finish? Come on. Holy crap, he's killing a lot of them. But there's 5. 6, so perfect. Now, where do you want to hit with these Banelings is the question. And what I like to do is if I have just 5 or 6, I'll actually hit the barracks right in the middle, and it'll kill both the supply depots. Because if you go for just one of the depots, obviously it'll only kill the one. But hitting the middle here will actually bust all 3 of these structures, or at least break through these 2 and damage the barracks. Which is what I want. Here we go, we're busting in very early. So actually, this timing is a bit late. This is 4, this feels weird to say, but it's 4 minutes into the game. This is arriving a little bit late just because of the pressure he put on early with the Reapers. Generally, you're going to be arriving around 3:40, about 20 seconds ago. Now that I'm in, now that I busted through the wall, this is a dream scenario, just trying to kill some Reapers, kill some SCVs. But look at the supply. This is what's so cool about builds like this, is you bust in, and a lot of times they're not expecting to lose that much supply. And he's not going to be able to build anything for a long time. So all these barracks, as soon as they're done, these 3 Reapers, he can't produce anything for at least the time it takes to build this command center, and probably more depots too. So this is my key. Like in a different game where I'm not able to bust in because he really walled in super tight, I would start the transition now. I would start droning my expansion, maybe taking a 3rd and all that stuff. But in this game, it's just going to be all Lings because I feel like I can end it. Trying to get a loop around. He's doing good micro here. A lot better than my own, because what I should have done with any Banelings that I had left was just come up this side, like let the Lings chase the Reapers away, and just bring a couple Banelings into the mineral line and do that crippling damage that we need. But the thing that's so nice is, haha, 4 barracks, none of them producing anything. Gotta love that. Gotta be a little careful not to lose these Lings too cheaply. I'm actually just going to pull back here. I didn't feel like I could do damage with these 3 Zerglings, so just going to keep them alive and wait for more Lings to show up. As you can see, did get up to the total of 2 Queens, so we are double injecting and just spamming Lings. 1 gas. Don't need any more. If I could be... Actually, no, this is okay. I was going to say if I could be critical of my play, I don't have an Overlord in vision of this ramp. I mean, he doesn't have Marines, so I could theoretically have this Overlord like here and it'd be fine. But let's see what vision this Overlord gives. Yeah, not really too useful. I think this could be a bit more involved so I can see what's going on at the top of the ramp. Now, what are we doing? Big surprise, building Zerglings. And I think we're going to morph the Banelings over here and just go for another bust and hopefully end it. 7, 8 Banelings. Almost choked on my coffee. Or my Zerg juice. And yeah, this is nice. This is what you want to see, is minerals and gas nice and low. You know when you're doing this build incorrectly if you're floating any kind of minerals or gas, but this is good. We're hitting the first timing, a little late, but pretty good, and the second timing around 5 minutes, another bust. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so what I want to do, again, of course, bust in through this barracks, and that'll break these 2 depots. And looking at this, he hasn't repaired the barracks. I might actually kill the barracks. That would be a nice little pickup. Behind this, I'm building just 2 more Banelings so that after these bust in, I'll have 2 more that will hopefully be able to connect with the mineral line. That's what I need to do at least crippling damage, potentially game-ending damage. So just a little note, this is actually, I've already decided to transition at this point. You can see I've taken 1 out of gas just to hit that 16 drones in the main, and pretty soon I'll actually start pumping drones for the expansion, probably. There we go. Hopefully don't get blown up. Nope, good. Bust right in. Awesome. too many Lings for him to deal with. He has not been able to build Reapers. And these Banelings are going to hopefully do the connection that we need. Come on, get him. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And that is how you do gain any damage. 6 supply. That's it. Awesome. I'll just speed through this. I want to give Slider Art kudos for still giving me the GG after such a cheesy game. But, yeah, so that's basically it. You're hitting very early. It is essentially a committed all-in, however. You'll notice a lot of the times you won't be able to close out the game. So the next game that we're going to look at is actually going to be one of those middle ground games where, you know, some damage is done early on, but really you have to transition to win. So just give me 1 sec to choose an appropriate replay.